In a world where overscheduling and hustling is made to seem normal, I am on a mission to find purpose and balance for myself and my family. My name is Melissa, and you are watching My Intentional Life. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video. This is part 2 of my question and answers. I sent out a request on Instagram a couple weeks ago, just asking you guys, what do you want to know about me? Our channel has been growing so fast lately that I just felt like it was time to do a new Q&A. I hadn't done one for a while, and it's just a way for those of you who are new to get to know me a little bit better, and those of you who are not new to still maybe have some questions answered that you've never heard before. So like I said, this is part 2. Part 1 was answering your questions from Instagram. Right now I'm going to be answering your questions over on YouTube, because I also posted the request there as well. Again, like I said on my part 1 video, if it's an inappropriate question, because I haven't seen these questions yet either, they're all going to be new to me as I scroll through here. But if it's inappropriate or just out of line or rude, I'm not even going to give it any consideration. That's just not who I am. It's not what this channel is about, and I'm just not going to engage in ridiculousness. So let's jump right in. The first question is from WV Mountain Mom. She said, I just found your channel last night when I was watching fall home tours. I'm obsessed with your channel now, LOL. I love how organized you are. Your house is beautiful. Your channel has motivated me to get my house better organized. I just got done organizing my linen closet, LOL. Keep doing decorating home tours on your channel. I love them. I'm super glad. I loved doing it. I love doing home tours. I just feel like they take so long, and you guys aren't going to want to watch it for that long. And so I just always second guess that that's what people, want to sit and watch for 30, 35, 40 minutes. And so I kind of talk myself out of it. I only have one of myself. But I'm super glad that you enjoyed it. Feel free to share that with whoever you want to share it with, because we can always gain more inspiration from other people. The more, the merrier. Next, David Gill says, how do you stay motivated? That's a good question. So for me, I look at my role as a homemaker and a wife and a mom. I look at that as a very serious role, and I actually consider it my job. My job is to take care of the people that live under this roof. And so every time that I get tired, I just stop and remember the job that God has given me to play. He chose me for these people, to be my husband's wife, to be my kid's mom, to be the homemaker of this family and of this home. He didn't choose somebody else. He chose me, and he chose me for reasons that he thought I was totally capable. So not only do I feel like I am being motivated and staying on task for everyone here, but I'm also being motivated and staying on task for him, because I am taking care of the people that he, gave me to take care of. And so it's a little bit easier when I look at it that way. Like, who am I doing this for? I'm not doing it for, my friends. I'm not doing it for my neighbors. I am, first doing it for God, because that's the role that he gave. But yet I'm also doing it for the people in this home. And how do I want them to live? How do I want them to walk in the door and feel? And so if I kind of stay in that mindset a little bit, it's a lot easier for me to stay motivated. Next, Carol Beea. I hope I'm saying that right. She says, if you had to describe your decorating style, how would you? So I am very clean, classic farmhouse. I would say everybody pretty much knows who Joanna Gaines is. That's probably where I fall closest in line. I just like things not cluttered. I don't like it to look like my house threw up all over itself. I like people to walk into my home and feel peace and serenity, and just be able to relax. I don't like a lot of clutter because honestly, I can't stand dusting. And so I don't want to have to move a lot of things around to keep my home clean. But I like serenity. And I like that when I walk into my home, when my husband walks into our home, when my kids walk into our home, that's just kind of the place that they can peacefully fall. And so for me, clean, classy, uncluttered is how I would describe my style. Boone Tomb says, for families on super tight budgets, what is one item that you recommend to help them stay organized and sane? Honest to goodness, a planner. If you have a planner, you can keep everybody in line. You can keep your mind kind of clear of clutter and keep your mind organized. You can make lists to also keep yourself organized. And quite frankly, you can keep budget lists in there as well. You can write down, if you have a specific amount that you can spend each month on groceries, you can have a section in there for how much you're spending each time you're going to the grocery store. If you are, really, really tight budgeted, you can literally write down the things that you are having to buy outside of groceries. That way you can see if you're doing any impulse buying or things like that. You can make menu plans in there. You can, make lists of things that you're going to be needing in the future. Like, for instance, we're going into a totally different season. So my kids need boots and gloves and coats and all the things because we live in a place where we need those things. So you can just write those and decide how much money you need to set aside each week or each pay period, whether or not you get paid weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. Honestly, I don't know what I would do without my planner. It keeps me on track. It keeps me sane. It keeps my mind, for the most part, somewhat empty because, things are always happening in there. But if I would suggest one thing to stay organized, keep on track, stay sane, I would recommend a planner. Angela Kay says, are you gluten intolerant? You have mentioned about using gluten-free products, but then said that King Arthur flour was your favorite and it didn't look to be gluten-free. Just wondering. My daughter has celiac disease and cannot have gluten. So no, I'm not gluten intolerant. My daughter Chloe, however, has a slight sensitivity to it. So as much as I can, I try to not use too much gluten. She can have a little bit and it doesn't affect her, but when she eats it over and over, it does start to mess with her tummy. It's weird because she can eat it and be fine, but then 2 days later, eat it again and it bothers her. So we just try to limit as much of the gluten as we can. And so that's why I do that. But no, none of us have a full-on gluten intolerance. Susan King says, hi, I'm Susie. Just discovered your channel and I'm in love with it. One reason is because it is a peaceful escape for me. Your home exudes a sense of peace, quietness, and love. I adore you and your family. Thanks for sharing your tips and inspiring me to live an intentional life. That's so sweet. Again, that's what I want my home to look like. To people who come into it, to you guys who come into it, and especially to my family who comes into it at the end of the day. Our homes are supposed to rise up and meet us every time we come home. And so for me, that's why I do what I do. That's why I clean. That's why I cook. That's why I do laundry. That's why I try to keep everything organized, is because I never want home to be a place of anxiety and clutter and chaos. My job that I take very seriously is to just provide a place for my family to feel at peace. And let's face it, this world is not peaceful. There's chaos everywhere we look. There is sadness. There is frustration. There is anger everywhere we look. But I feel like if I can make this little area for them to come to and just be able to decompress from everything that the world throws at us one way or another. And don't get me wrong, this is not like a pity party by any means. You find what you're looking for. If you're looking for happiness, you're gonna find happiness. If you're looking for anger and hurt and bitterness, and if you just want to be grumpy all the time, you're gonna find that. You find what you are looking for, but at the end of the day, life just throws us stuff. And so for my family to be able to come home and just be able to exhale and know that they're home in a place of peace and serenity, that is my ultimate goal, and that's why I do what I do. So thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you're a part of our community, and welcome. Northwest of Living says, what jobs did you do before being a stay-at-home mom? So I answered that in my part 1 video because a lot of people asked me that from Instagram as well. I ran doctor's offices and I worked in the OR in the hospital. Judy Sanders says, so love hearing from you. Not many Christians to watch these days. Where do you live now, and are you guys going to do a Bible study? Where is Mr. Intentional? So I answered this a little bit again on the part 1, but I'll answer it here as well. So we live in Kansas City now. We've lived in 8 different states. Kansas City, we have been twice. Are we doing a Bible study? So we're not doing one for our family, because in previous states, we've actually had one in our home, like a couples Bible study. But my friend and I are starting a women's Bible study at my church in November. So super duper excited about that. We are actually starting with Lisa Baker's, I think it's called I Saved You a Seat, or a seat at the Table, I think it's called. And so we're starting out with that, and I'm super duper excited. I love her. I've heard her speak at a MOPS convention before, and I think it will be really, really great. And I love being around women. I feel like we can all gain something from each other, which is why I love this community here on YouTube so much, because I just feel like even if you guys can't learn anything from me, the more that we like type in the comments and things like that back and forth, I feel like you guys are also learning from each other. And I'm learning tons and tons of stuff from you guys as well when you comment to me. And so I absolutely love that. Where is Mr. Intentional? So he works all day long. He is a CEO of a hospital here in town. And so he kind of does his thing. I do my thing over here in our home and on YouTube. And we raise 2 amazing kids together as a team. So you probably won't see him a lot on here, just because I normally do videos during the day when my kids are at work or my kids are at school and he's at work. And so he doesn't get shown on here very often, which he's thrilled about. So anyway, Loving Life with Tanya, what inspired you to become a YouTuber, and do you belong to YouTube groups? I don't belong to any YouTube groups. I just honestly haven't really thought about it. I'm sure I could probably gain a lot of information and knowledge on how to actually do this, because I don't really know how. But I don't have a lot of time to do that. What inspired me? So honestly, I started a blog like, oh my goodness, Christian was probably a year old. We were still living in Georgia. And a lot of my friends said, why don't you do a blog? Just kind of showing what you do throughout the day, different craft projects, different decorating things. It would be great. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. I had no idea what I was doing. Did it for like 2 months, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this. This takes forever. I have to take pictures of everything. I have to write about everything. This is crazy. I just don't have time for this. And so I just kind of pushed that away and never came back to it. Then YouTube came out, and I was watching all kinds of like cooking and cleaning and decorating and planning videos, and loved that. And Sam, Mr. Intentional, said, why don't you do a YouTube channel? And I was like, oh my word. For an introverted person, that is the last thing that I was looking at doing, was like getting in front of a camera and doing this and talking to myself. And so I was like, no, absolutely not. That would terrify me to death. And if you go back to my earlier videos, you will see I was terrified to death. Thank goodness I've gotten a little bit more comfortable, I think, on here. But I still have a ton to learn. But it was just a way to keep me motivated, to keep me going through my to-do list and getting things that I needed to get done, and yet also giving motivation out to others. Because look, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have had babies at home. I have homeschooled and done all the things. And I know it is tiring and it is thankless, but it is the most rewarding thing that you will ever do. Even if you're not staying at home, if you're a working mom, if you're just a woman who is working, like, we all need motivation no matter what we're doing in our lives. And so for me, it was just a way to get out here and not only motivate myself, but hopefully be able to motivate you guys too, to allow you to realize that you are far more than you think you are. You are more capable than you think you are. You are stronger than you think you are. And honestly, just to build a community of people who are cheering each other on. And again, I will say it over and over, it takes a village to raise an adult. And I just feel like if we can help each other and motivate each other, then it just makes it all the more worthwhile. Shannon Chilson says, as women, we are always taking care of those around us. How do you practice self-care? So I answered this in my part 1 video because a lot of people had asked me that on Instagram as well. And so if you want to find the answer to that, then you can jump over to the part 1 video. What is the paint color that you use on all of your walls? Oh my goodness, if I had a quarter for every time that this was asked. I love the color of our walls. It is so calming, so serene. It's like the gray that absolutely goes with everything. I tried Mindful and Repost Gray and all of those, and they were all way too cool for what I was looking for. And so I actually ended up going with Sherwin-Williams Pussy Willow, and I love it. I just feel like it is the perfect gray. It's like just enough warm, just enough cool, but looks amazing in every room, whether or not there is natural light or not. And so that's what it is. But I get asked that so much. So I'm glad somebody asked that here so that I could like just shoot it out there to everyone. Kristen Jung, I'm sorry, that question was asked by Katie Oxenford, the one about the paint color. Kristen Jung says, love your channel. You seem like a really great mom. I have 2 boys, 5 and 7. Any tips on discipline, keeping your home clean with smaller kids, self-care tips during the crazy time? Thanks. It's hard. It is, like I said, it is a thankless job, but it is so worth it. You will never ever regret what you are doing right now. I remember having a 5 and 7-year-old. My kids are 2 years apart. Boy and a girl. My son is the oldest. And I will just say, just be consistent with your discipline. Be consistent every single time. Do not go back on your word. Do not change things up according to the situation. Kids want consistency and they thrive with consistency. And if they think that they can turn you, they will turn you so fast. And so just don't let them, just let them know this is what you can expect from mom every single time. And the more that they get comfortable with that and with the rules that you have and that you stick to, they stop trying to test you as much because they know the outcome. They know what you're going to say before you say it. And so it does get a little bit easier. As far as keeping my home clean, my kids had tasks every day. They still have tasks. From early on, they were pulling the sheets up and the comforter on their bed. They were putting their clothes in the hamper. On laundry days, they were bringing the clothes down, into the laundry room. We have buckets on our stairs. So anytime I find things around the house, I throw them in that bucket, and then they're responsible for taking it upstairs and putting the stuff away in their rooms. So just make the jobs easy according to the season of life that they are in and what they're capable of. Unloading the dishwasher, loading the dishwasher, feeding the dog, watering the dog, just different things like that. They want to feel like they're contributing to your home. And I think the more that they feel like they're helping, or that they're going to have to clean up a mess that they have created, the more that they will take responsibility for your home and for their home. Self-care tips, like I said, I answered that in part 1, so you can watch the video for that. Victoria Gibbons says, how has your decorating style evolved? What or who has influenced your style? Your Walmart hauls are also so practical and really put together. What have been your favorite Bible studies and why? So yes, my decorating style has evolved. I used to like the, when I say used to, this was like back in the early 2000s. I used to like the golds and the greens and the rusts and all of that. I would say probably, let me see, since Texas, which would have been 2011, that's when I kind of moved over to a much more airy feel. I kind of moved out of the homey, warm, cozy, if you will, because I don't really know what to call that, more traditional, I guess. I kind of moved out of that into the more clean, airy, peaceful serenity feel, and that's where I started to incorporate more grays and blacks and whites and kind of like robin's eggish color. So yes, it has evolved from that. Who has influenced you? I mean, I think any of us who like the farmhouse feel will say that we kind of started seeing it more with Joanna Gaines. So I guess if I had anybody to choose, that would probably be who I chose. Honestly, I just kind of, I don't know, I come up with a lot of this stuff on my own, and for me, if it's clean and easy to clean, and just makes me feel peaceful and relaxed, that for me kind of is why I decorate how I do. Let's see, what was the other part to your question? I'm sorry. What's been your favorite Bible studies? I love Beth Moore. I love Lisa Turkhurst. I love Priscilla Schreier. Just all of those really substantial women that just dive deep into the Word, make it simple, make it easy to understand. They are probably by far my favorites. Darlene Howard says, love, love, love your channel. Can't wait to see what you've been doing lately, fall decorating, etc. What are your favorite stores to shop? So yes, I've been crazy busy lately. My kids have been in fall sports. Sam's schedule in September and October is always totally insane. So that's why I haven't been pumping out videos like I want to be, but we're turning a corner. Things are getting better. Things are better schedule-wise, and so I have a lot coming up in the next few days, even on into the rest of fall and winter. What was the other part? My favorite stores. I love Target, I love Walmart, I love Ross, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Amazon. If I can't find it at any of those places, I do not need it. Leah asks, I'm a new subby and I'm in love with your channel and the way that you decorate. Let me tell you that I'm obsessed with the mantle on your fireplace. I'd like to know if it was homemade. I'd like to know if it was handmade by some company. P.S. Your home gives me peace vibes. Oh, that's sweet. So we didn't build the house. We are actually the second owners. The lady that was here before us, she built the home. And apparently what we were told by her was she saw a picture, I guess, somewhere of Tina Turner's fireplace. I don't know if it was in a magazine or if she was traveling somewhere and saw it. I don't know. But she saw a picture of this fireplace and loved it. And so when she had the home built, she had them build that fireplace to replicate Tina Turner's fireplace. So I have no idea who built the house. We have been in this house for just a little bit over a year. She lived in it for 15 years prior to that. So whether or not the people are even still building who built this house, I have no idea. But yeah, that's the story about the fireplace. Apparently, it looks like something that Tina Turner used to have. Gabrielle Henry says, I'm loving your channel. What is your evening and or after school routine? So I'm actually going to be doing a video on both of those just because I feel like that's a question that I get an awful lot, and it would be so much easier for me to just show you than to sit here and spend 15 minutes telling you what we do. I say it all the time, I'm a very visual person, and so I feel like it's much easier for me to just show you what we do and how we do it than to try to explain it. So stay tuned for that. I will put that video out here in the next couple of weeks. I just feel like I don't want to not answer your question, but I want to answer it in a way that you're going to best gain from it. And I feel like it would be easier for me to do it that way than to answer it right here. Dancer Doll says, before the Grove Collaborative era, what is your tried and true cleaning product must have for your home? By far, Thieves. I am an essential oils girl. I actually want to do a video on that for the upcoming fall and winter season because #flu everywhere. And so I want to do a couple videos on essential oils. If you're interested in me doing that, go ahead and just write essential oils in the comments down below. That way I can see who is interested, and I don't put out a video that you guys don't want to see. Like if it's something you don't want to see, then I don't want to film it. I don't want to waste your time or honestly my time. But if it is something that you guys are interested in, I would be more than happy to do an essential oils video. So if that is something that you want me to do, then go ahead and just type essential oils down below and I will start planning that one. But yeah, to answer your question, I use Thieves all the time. It is amazing. I feel like it gets rid of odors and germs and just all the things that are everywhere. I diffuse it in my car, I diffuse it in my house. Like I said, I dilute it and use it as a cleaning product, both on my counters, in my bathrooms, in my toilets, on my kids' iPads, and on our phones. I mean, everything. That stuff is fantastic. I get the bottle that's like this big. And granted, yes, it's not cheap. I think I paid $75 or $85 for it when I bought it, but that was 5 years ago. No joke. I bought it right when we came to Denver. So 4.5 years ago is when I bought it. And I still have like this much left of the bottle. It is so fantastic. I cannot say enough about that. So yes, before the Grove Collaborative era, which honestly I've only ordered from a few times. I don't get on there much. Like every once in a while, if I can't find some certain things in Target or Walmart, then I'll jump on there and get them from there. But for the most part, I stick pretty close to Thieves. All right, last question is by Shirley Hawkins, and she says, love your channel. Is the location that you're in now permanent, or will you be relocating again in the future? So we never know the answer to that. But what I will say, and I did answer this a little bit in my part 1 video, we love the Midwest. We love Kansas City. Like I said, we've lived here before. Both of our roots are from Nebraska. And we plan to be here for a long time. We want to get our kids through school and off to college. And then wherever God wants us or sees us at that time, then, you know, we will pray and consider those options. But for now, we want to grow roots here. We feel very comfortable in this place and in this role, so I do not foresee us moving anytime soon, which honestly is a really good feeling. For those of you that don't know, we have lived in 8 different states, and in 20 years this year of marriage, we have had 18 addresses. So it's been a lot. I'm not a hoarder, but yeah, we feel very comfortable in the place that we are right now. Guys, thank you so much for asking me these questions, for taking the time out of your busy schedules, because let's face it, you've got stuff going on. And so I just so much appreciate you joining in and asking me things and just becoming more a part of this community here. I love what it's becoming. I love that it's growing. I love that we are growing together and we're learning so much from each other. It's just fun for me. And so thank you for your participation. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel and would like to be a part of our community, click on that red subscribe button down below. If you click on that little bell, what that actually does is it notifies you every time that I post a new video. That way you don't have to keep coming back and forth to see if I have anything new. And then over on Instagram, if you're not following me there, it's just a way for you to get to know me a little more outside of an edited video. I post there almost every day, if not every day, every other day. And it's just a way for you to kind of see what I do outside of these videos. Once in a while, some pictures of my kids and what they're doing, but it's just fun. It's super fun to interact with you guys. I love that you're loving the community that we're creating here, and I would love it if you would bring all of your girlfriends and guy friends and mamas and aunts and everything, because I just feel like every season of life has different things to learn from. I'm learning from people that are above me, you know, who have past the stage that I'm currently in, and I'm trying to teach those who have not yet gone through what I've gone through. And I just feel like in every stage there's something to learn, and we can learn so much from each other if we just join hands and just live life together. So share with all your friends, bring your friends, the more the merrier, and let's just all learn to do this life a little bit more intentionally together. Friends, until next time, I just encourage you to intentionally create a life that you absolutely love living and will not need a vacation from. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.